Are you struggling to stay motivated and celebrate your small wins? In today's fast-paced world, maintaining your drive and acknowledging your progress can be super challenging. But what if I told you that you have the power to change that? Did you know that studies have shown people who regularly celebrate their progress are more likely to achieve their goals? Taking time to acknowledge your milestones, no matter how small, can boost your motivation and keep you moving forward. This episode is for you if you often find yourself losing motivation halfway through your projects, or if you struggle to see and celebrate your progress, or if you're aiming for big goals but feel overwhelmed by the journey ahead. Maybe you set ambitious resolutions but lose steam as time goes on. If any of these sound like you, then this episode will offer you the tools and mindset shifts you need to sustain your motivation and celebrate your progress. By the end of this episode, you'll have a clear understanding of why celebrating progress is essential for maintaining motivation. You'll have my actionable strategies that I use to stay motivated even when the going gets tough. And you'll have practical tips for acknowledging your achievements in a way that fuels further success. You'll be equipped to take focused action to enhance your clarity and experience significant personal, professional growth. Let's go ahead and kick things off with a powerful quote from Vince Lombardi. He said, "The man on top of the mountain didn't fall there." This quote perfectly encapsulates the essence of our topic today. Achieving your goals and reaching the summit of success requires persistence, effort, and most importantly, recognizing the small victories along the way. It's these small wins that keep us moving forward, motivated to climb higher. In today's episode, we'll cover three main points: cultivating persistence through consistent effort, creating a celebration routine, and maintaining a growth mindset. So let's go right ahead and jump into the main point number one, cultivating persistence through consistent effort. Sticking with consistent effort means showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it. It's like planting a garden. You can't expect flowers to bloom overnight. You need to water them daily. You got to pull out the weeds. You got to give them sunlight. Every little action adds up. So here's my technique for being consistent. Number one is I remember my why. Always remind yourself why you're doing what you're doing. Keep your ultimate goal in mind and let that drive your daily actions. Number two is I recall the feeling. Think about how you feel when you let yourself down. Use that feeling as a motivator to stay consistent and to avoid disappointment. And number three is 1% better. Challenge yourself to be 1% better than you were yesterday. Not about perfection. It's about showing up and making small improvements consistently. So here's some actionable steps that you can take to cultivate persistence in your life. Actionable step number one is start small. Commit to doing just one thing each day that moves you closer to your goal. Doesn't have to be big, just needs to be consistent. Actionable step number two is use a journal or an app to track your daily efforts. Seeing your progress in black and white can be incredibly motivating. And actionable step number three is celebrate each day that you follow through with your commitment. This could be as simple as a pat on the back or treating yourself to something small. For me, it's knowing that I was consistent and I didn't let myself down by not sticking to my commitments. So here are some coaching questions related to cultivating persistence. What small action can you commit to every day that will bring you closer to your goal? How will you track your daily progress? What small way can you celebrate your daily efforts? Let's go ahead and move on to point number two, which is creating a celebration routine. Creating a celebration routine is about finding joy in the journey, not just the destination. Would you agree that if you're on a road trip, the trip would be better if you didn't have to drive nonstop without taking breaks to enjoy the scenery, right? Celebrations are those scenic stops. When you regularly celebrate your small wins, you reinforce positive behavior. This reinforcement is crucial because it builds a positive feedback loop, and each small victory becomes a stepping stone that motivates you to keep going. It's like giving yourself a high five for a job well done, which boosts your confidence and keeps your energy levels high. But What exactly does it mean to celebrate? It doesn't have to be anything grand or extravagant. It's about acknowledging your effort and rewarding yourself in meaningful ways. For instance, you might treat yourself to a favorite snack or take a short break to enjoy a hobby or share your achievement with someone who supports you. The key is to make those celebrations a regular part of your routine. Let's dive into some actionable steps to help you create a celebration routine that keeps you motivated and focused on your progress. Actionable step number one is decide on a few simple ways to celebrate your small wins. This could be anything from taking a walk, enjoying a favorite snack, or sharing your success with a friend. Actionable step number two, plan these celebrations into your schedule. When you hit a milestone, take that moment to celebrate. Actionable step number three is reflect on how these celebrations make you feel and how they help keep you motivated. So here's some coaching questions related to this point. What are some small ways that you can celebrate your progress? How can you integrate these celebrations into your routine? And how do these celebrations impact your motivation and outlook? By incorporating these actionable steps and answering these coaching questions, you can create a celebration routine that enhances your motivation and keeps you on track towards achieving your goals. Now, the third and final point I want to share with you is keeping a growth mindset. Keeping a growth mindset as it relates to what I'm sharing here means viewing challenges and setbacks as opportunities to learn and grow. It's like being a lifelong student, always curious and eager to improve. When you hit a roadblock, don't see it as a failure, but as a lesson. Adopting this mindset is crucial for long-term success because it allows you to adapt and evolve with each experience. Growth mindset is rooted in the belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication and hard work. This perspective fosters resilience and a love for learning, which are essential for overcoming obstacles and achieving your goals. When you encounter setbacks, instead of being discouraged, you see them as part of the growth process, giving you the strength to persist and find ways to succeed. Consider how you react to challenges. Do you feel defeated, or do you look for the silver lining? Shifting your perspective can transform how you handle difficulty. For example, if a project doesn't go as planned, instead of giving up, ask yourself, what can you learn from the experience? This shift in thinking can help you stay motivated and continually improve. To help you cultivate and maintain a growth mindset, let's explore some actionable steps. So actionable step number one, when you face a setback, take a moment to breathe and then ask yourself, what can I learn from this? This reflection can turn a negative experience into a valuable lesson. Actionable step number two is surround yourself with positive influence. People, books, podcasts that encourage a growth mindset. These sources of inspiration can reinforce your commitment to personal growth. And actual step number three is keep a journal where you reflect on what you've learned from your experiences and how you've grown. Writing down your thoughts can help you solidify your learning and provide a record of your progress. So I have some coaching questions for you. How do you usually react to setbacks? And how can you shift this reaction to see them as learning opportunities? Who or what can you turn to for positive reinforcement of a growth mindset? What lessons have you learned recently, and how have they helped you grow? By following these actionable steps and contemplating these coaching questions, you can develop a growth mindset that will not only help you overcome challenges, but also ensure continuous personal and professional growth. Now it's story time. I remember in 2019, when I was working on a major part of this coaching business, it felt overwhelming. To manage it, I first broke the project down into smaller tasks and set milestones for each week. This approach helped me stay persistent by focusing on consistent daily efforts. Each time I completed a milestone, I treated myself to a coffee at my favorite coffee shop, which was loaded with sugar, by the way. But this simple celebration routine kept me motivated and reminded me that I was making progress. Along the way, I encountered several setbacks, but I maintained a growth mindset, asking myself, what can I learn from each challenge? By the end of the project, not only had I achieved my goal, but I also developed a stronger sense of self-discipline, a habit of celebrating small wins, and a resilient growth mindset. I also saw the most hope for my coaching business that I had seen at that time. Even as the pandemic hit in 2020, the work that I put in before that, and the time before that time that the pandemic hit, I still had momentum that not only survived the pandemic, but also saw growth. So keep going and make your own momentum. In summary, sustaining motivation and celebrating progress are key to achieving your goals. By sticking with consistent effort, creating a celebration routine, keeping a growth mindset, you can keep your motivation high and make consistent progress towards your dreams. If you're ready to take your personal and professional growth to the next level, click the link below to coach with me and join the Unstoppable email community. Together, you and I can apply these principles and unlock your full potential. Until next time, keep finding your path.